Good morning and welcome to Chet Chats. We are an hour late for good reason though, so hopefully you guys are, I don't know, maybe this hour is a better hour than the previous hour that we usually go on. Let us know in the comments what you think.
Absolutely.
As always, we are having great weather over here today, so I want to give it to you so you can give your shout outs.
Yes, forgive us people again, as she stated earlier, that for our lateness as reference time, but if this time fits better for people, please let us know. First, I'd like to give a sponsorship to Changing Lives at Home, JAlexJewels.com, Green Veteran Donation Center, HefeHair.com, LACruiser.com, PremierTagAndTitle.com, KnotedTogether.com, and last but not least, Synergy.com. Thank y'all for always sponsoring us and the people that's tuning in. What's going on, Shy?
I feel very discombobulated today.
What are you talking about, Los? Oh, forgive me. Los said something, such thing. Hello, Los. Well, Shy, go ahead.
Such thing for what?
Oh, I don't know what Slo's talking about. Well, anyway, he's a good friend of ours. And hola, amigo. Go ahead, Shy. What's on your mind? I apologize, people. We running a little late. We had other arranged things to do and so forth.
Today's topic, Dad, is
what's happening?
What is happiness? And I'm definitely going to put you on the spot because I don't know if you had time to look up the definition.
Well, I normally don't look up the definition until after I try to figure out the word.
Okay, well, tell me what happiness is.
Okay, I think happiness is, that's an interesting one. Happiness is the beholder of it, where they feel a euphoric way about themselves or about a situation. Being blissful, I guess I'm using the same word over to describe, is a feeling, is the emotion that a person has within themselves of greatness or great feeling. Am I close?
Yeah, well, happiness is defined as the state of feeling happy, but happy itself is feeling or showing contentment.
Okay. So basically, so your boy be on point. Don't test me this morning like that. Just because I had other arrangements. Forgive me, people, for the late start. I had to do another segment somewhere else. So anyway. Go ahead, Shy. What's going on?
So what is happiness?
Wow. I wish people would tune into this and give us their definition of happiness. For me personally, is a place of knowing that no matter what transpired for me that day, I'm gonna be in a good space. And I try to stay in good space and surround myself with positive energy, surround myself with people that are positive. Mm-hmm. And don't get me wrong, the reason I know I'm happy and the reason I'm able to know I'm happy, because I've been sad before, the opposite of happiness. And sadness to me is not a place where I like to indulge in for long periods of time. Me and personally, again, we always state this, but it has to do with your mental. Mm-hmm. Your mental stability. And for me, I try to get a sharp mental stability every time, if possible. So how do you feel about happiness? What do you
wait,
feel?
Before I forget the question.
Okay.
So is happiness a mindset?
I believe happiness is a mindset. Okay. I believe that it's a mindset, because if you don't have this mindset, you tend to do what they call the opposite of not being happy.
Okay.
So I think it's part of a mindset anyway. And again, I'm not a psychologist and I haven't majored in any of these particular realms of existence right now. But I do know I'd rather be around positive energy than around negative energy. Because in my opinion, when you're around positive situations, nothing but positive things can materialize for the most part.
So does positivity go hand in hand with happiness?
For me, it does.
Okay.
I can't speak for the world, but for me, if I'm around positive things, I'm more happy. I'm inclined to be happier for me. If I'm around people that always want to talk about people and not try to resolve issues, that's not being happy to me. Mm-hmm. That's a state of mind to me that you're sad or you're lacking of something. If you have to spend your whole day consumed with talking about a person, and then when you talk about them, you're not even talking about them to uplift them. You're talking about all their flaws in them, if any, or what you believe to be flaws in them, instead of then asking what may be causing them to have these flaws. And they might not really be flaws. It just might be your disposition, your point of view on the situation. So I think, me personally, I like to be around people that's trying to move forward thinking.
Mm-hmm.
That's bring happiness to me. Helping people out bring happiness to me. It's various things that brings happiness to me.
Mm-hmm.
But for some people, happiness come different ways. So I can't speak for the masses. I can only speak for me. And it's an interesting subject that you pick, happy. Because right now, I'm happy.
Yeah.
But later today, I could be a little sad. I mean, be honest with you, or not feeling as happy.
Mm-hmm.
Because we have the power in our words. And I don't think people really believe how much power that they have in their words. How do you feel about that? Do you feel you happy out of 100%? How often do you feel you happy? Or you indulge in trying to be happy?
That's a really complex question.
Is it? For you? Wow.
No. I just think that, in a sense, I mean, we, as a society, per usual, per any topic that we have, there's
Mm-hmm.
always a standard that's
Mm-hmm.
set for different things.
Right.
So I believe that happiness is personal. So
Mm-hmm.
it's not like your happiness isn't going to be my happiness versus someone else's happiness.
Right.
So I think that there's no like actual answer to what is happiness. Does that make sense? Like, I think everyone's answer is going to be different.
Because they had a book out called The Pursuit of Happiness.
Yeah.
And then they wrote the Constitution on the pursuit of this happiness
Mm-hmm.
to a degree. So at particular times, various people put various things on what they consider to be happy.
Right. So it's going to be a personal type of thing.
You think?
I think so. I don't know. Like, I believe that I'm naturally like a very happy person.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's also because I've experienced what it's like to not be happy and to have things taken away and to not necessarily be in the best type of mindset or like have a great outlook on things.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, like, yeah, like I wake up and I associate having blessings with happiness because I know what it's like to not necessarily have certain things.
Right.
So, but again, your happiness is not going to be the same as my happiness. So I don't know. I don't know if the happiness is across the board the same.
So when they say the pursuit of happiness, it could be a variety of things for different people.
Yeah, like the movie that was The Pursuit of Happiness,
Uh-huh.
that was spelled with a Y,
story.
which
Right.
was based on a true story, was
Right.
that particular man's journey towards finding happiness. But his
Uh-huh.
journey is not my journey.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I get it. Everybody doesn't have the same journey in life.
Right.
But do everybody have a right to continue to pursue what they feel is happiness?
Well, yes, but
You got a butt
well,
there.
yeah, because is their happiness detrimental to?
Somebody
the
else's
masses, right,
happiness.
yeah.
Exactly. That's a good point. See, I thought I would get you off because we did a little off. I thought I'd get you off beat, but I
No.
didn't. That's,
Did,
see,
Dad. P's
yeah.
and Q's.
Yeah, P's and Q's. Lisa, Sean, Lee, Antoine, thank y'all all for continuing to chime in. Please feel free to leave comments because, again, this show is about positivity, is about enlightenment, is to try to move the masses to a different space of not being as negative or promoting negativity as versus positive. Would that be true?
Yes, I also like this comment.
Who, Sean?
Self-happiness will bring you true happiness and inner peace, I believe.
Absolutely. But what does that define for an individual person? Was that individual? Because it's because some people pursue the happiness is monetary things.
Like money or
Money, cars, boats, houses.
I think that's temporary happiness. I think that goes back to a conversation we had a while ago about can money buy you happiness?
Okay.
So I think that those are experiences of happiness, but not happiness in the grand totality. You know what I mean? So it's like little
Right.
So like when you get a gift to someone or you're receiving the gift, it's like, oh, this is really exciting, but it's in that moment. Yeah.
Right.
That you're happy.
I agree with that. That's why I think you should be internally happy and not let things or outside forces dictate your happiness. Meaning a person shouldn't, if they talking bad about you and not in the most positive way, they shouldn't be able to take your happiness from you. If you don't have a particular car, house, boat, train, whatever your heart desires, that shouldn't define your happiness.
Okay.
Is that a fair assessment?
Yeah, but I think it's easy to say that it shouldn't, like it shouldn't do this or shouldn't do that.
And because I was been blessed with these things, or been blessed with these things, or well, why not? You just can be in a state of euphoria all on its own without having things.
That's a good question. Well, because
you might need to chime
I
in.
don't know, because it's like I have things that I like love and everything. So I don't know. And I know that those things that I do have do bring me happiness. So I do think that some tangible things that I have do. For instance, my rabbit that I've had since I was born, like I love that rabbit, And so like if I were to lose that rabbit, I would be unhappy.
Well, tell the people as
it's a stuffed animal
that you got when you was a child, because we don't have pets running around here as yet, I guess.
I'm not allowed to have a pet, everyone. But that's neither here nor there. So
see how she get that shout out in on it, y'all be wild.
So
we talking about happiness.
I don't.
So having a pet, will that bring you happiness, or would that bring a responsibility on check?
It's both.
Okay, because I mean, yes, will that bring me with a responsibility? Shannon, Tria, thank y'all for coming.
I think that it's like anything.
Because is that your happiness or my happiness?
Well, it would make me happy if
to have a pet.
Right, but that again is going to be a pocket of happiness. So, like, is the question, what is happiness? Happiness on the grand scheme, or is it what can be happiness?
I think you should be internally happy.
Okay.
First of all, that's my personal opinion. And people, this as I stated, is not always the sponsor thoughts. My thoughts aren't the sponsor thoughts. But for me, you should be personally happy within yourself. That's how I feel. I don't believe any amount of money, cars, boats, trains, again, etc., can bring that type of happiness. It's a feeling you feel within yourself, no matter how the day going, and even if the day is not going the way you plan, you still feel confident and happy within yourself to know you're able to get through that day.
So happiness, in essence, is a mindset.
It's a mindset.
You're choosing to be happy.
I'm choosing to be happy. I could choose to be negative. I could have choose to take my situation and be like the disgruntled ex-offender. As some people we know, people that know is watching the live that know them personally or non-personally of that disposition. But I chose not to take that disposition is because I know I'm happy within myself. And that's been proven. I had all, quote unquote, all the riches, as most people striving today to obtain.
Yeah.
And if you know from fact that what happened?
What are they? Tangible things.
They took them. They was taken away. Correct.
Correct.
Even some of the things you like were taken away.
Yeah.
But that still didn't define me.
Right. Yeah.
I define these objects, and these objects are just an extension of some of my happiness, as you stated earlier. But if you want to know what truly would make me totally happy, that we as people start to really love each other, really embark in love, and stop always showing the negative on TV. Think we'll get more publicity, negativity instead of happiness. That's mind-boggling to me.
This just goes
That's
back
a sidebar.
No, but because it was like a nostalgic moment in that when we were kids growing up, we weren't allowed to watch TV certain days of the week. They were considered like vocabulary type of days. And it was always because what they actually don't want you to know or have a lot of knowledge on, we would say they put in books versus putting it on TV where everyone
Absolutely.
So that's what that.
Oh, that what that moment was about. I'm glad. Do you still practice that? No TV days? Because I don't
really watch TV.
Okay.
So.
Yes. But
so I guess so, yeah.
It is a fact that a lot of knowledge that's are in books that we choose not to read about.
Yes.
The Awakening. And the reason they put it, in my opinion, the few percent that put it in books, they know that most people aren't going to take the time out of their busy days to read.
Yeah.
But if you throw it on a TV show, they're in tune to look at that quicker because it's giving it to you faster as it relates.
Instant gratification.
Instant gratification. We talked about that previously as well. See how it's all truly interacted with one another, and people might not think that. And being responsible for yourself is truly important.
Mhm.
It's important, people. You can't help other people be happy until you know that you are happy. In my opinion,
I agree.
it's just opinions. It's not facts. And when I do give facts, I might still say their opinion, because people, you know how people get shy. They be like, "No, you said this, you said that," and I be like, "Oh, that's just my opinion. I didn't state them as facts."
Yeah.
So how do you feel about that? Do you feel now that when they took some of your material things away,
Mhm.
did that make you unhappy, or that make you more appreciative of the things that you have received at that particular time in your life?
I would definitely say that it's made me more appreciative, because I know what it's like to have things, and I know what it's like to have things taken from me. So in a sense, is that whole experience that we had as a family was a very humbling moment for me as an individual. So I believe, we talk about this all the time, but
Right.
I truly believe that I would not be who I am now if you were never removed from my life for
Physically.
for those amount of years.
Right.
And if I had never gone through that whole ordeal, then I wouldn't be me. I probably wouldn't think or have the same values that I value and appreciate in life as I do now.
Okay, that's a fair assessment. That would be a fact.
Yeah,
Yeah, that would be your facts.
it is. But I will also say that even when having those things, and I think this has a lot to do with how we were raised, is that even though we have things, like for instance, you would drive us into the most inner parts of the city to show us that life is not how we were living life back in the suburbs.
Right.
So it's like, even though we did have things, we were still cognizant, we were still aware of the fact that not everyone did have the lifestyle that we were living. So even with having things, and the way that you and Mom raised us, we were still very humbled, and knowing that, yes, we have a lot of things, but that doesn't make us better than anyone else.
Exactly. Because they only things.
Right, they're
And
things.
anybody can get a hold of these things depending on what they choose to go through to get these things.
Right, exactly.
Exactly. Everybody might can't get them at the same time, or vice versa, but they can get them if they set their mind to it, if they chose to. But that shouldn't, in my opinion,
Define you.
just shouldn't define your happiness.
Yeah.
Because like, I'm happier now than I ever been. And please know, people, I'm not nowhere near financially sound as I used to be. But my happiness level is so much more because I take time to enjoy what people call the small things. Brushing my teeth on my
Like the
own.
little things.
Right. Brushing my teeth. Being able to converse to you on any time I want now.
Yeah.
Instead of then a 15-minute phone call via email at the end. So these things for me, and again, I can't tell you to go through the experiences that I went through for you to maybe potentially feel a certain way. However, I do know through trials and tribulations, it normally builds strong character in your understanding of a betterment if you choose to.
Mhm.
Because we have some people, and I know Lily spoke about it on a segment because I watch her shows too, that how people don't want to be responsible for their own actions. And they want to blame everybody else for everything but themselves. Not one time. And I had a conversation with another friend when they tried to get justification for their friend for doing it because their other friend was doing it. I said, that doesn't really work that way. If people follow me, I hope you understand.
Accountability.
Right, accountability. You have to be accountable for yourself. And once you start being accountable for yourself, then you can be responsible for yourself. And then you can then maybe help others see a different light or understanding. Because one thing I learned with my type of happiness, everybody don't understand it. Everybody like, how you so happy? And they did this, they did that. Okay, I'm still here to breathe and be able to talk to you on air. People don't even know how simple these things that I think we take for granted and going back to what they possess to be their happiness. And oftentimes they find them in things and even in other people, instead of them finding them within their godly right of their Lord themselves and being happy.
Right.
You concur with that?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. So anything else? I mean, you know, we have a few more minutes, but like, I'm glad to see you bring up some interesting talk. And please, people, feel free to comment, leave your comments. whatever. Again, you had the right to not agree with us. We had the right to not agree with what you may state on the comment line. However, this brings up dialogue so we can progress as a cohesive unit moving forward and bettering each other. Because I put a quote on it, you win, I win, we win. And I followed that for a long time. And anybody that know me growing up knew that was one of my mottos.
Mhm.
We win, because I'm not here by myself. I don't care the richest man in Babylon didn't do it by himself. He had others around him. But what bothers me is that most people try to seek happiness outside of themselves.
Mm-hmm. And like other things.
And other things or other people. Instead of just saying, hey, I could be happy in my realm of existence.
Yeah.
That's what kind of bothers me to a degree, because we've been around people and we be like, wow, do you like?
Yeah, I witness them every day.
Right. So, and again, please know, maybe things will make some people happy.
Yeah.
Maybe, but after those things and the novelty wear off of those things, will you continue to be happy, or do you seek another type of happiness to replace that happiness?
Mm-hmm.
And I think if you seek with internal happiness, internal self, you will be better off with no matter what your circumstances may be. How you feel about that?
That was good. No, I was just saying that ties back into with it being the last few days of May and it being Mental Health Awareness Month. I think that was more than great.
That was more than great?
It was good, yeah.
Okay, thank you. So, and anything else? I mean, people, again, we appreciate all that view, share the view, continue to support us. Please know that this is only going to grow, because that's why we wear the Hefe shirts, meaning Journey to Economic Freedom and Empowerment. And with this empowerment comes a lifestyle. And if you're able to understand this, you'll really know where I'm trying to go with this collectively on a whole, beyond me. This is bigger than me. I never wanted to be, quote unquote, the man, as they, quote. However, I know collectively, if we all start to think perhaps a different way, mm-hmm. on bringing positivity back into our lives, back into our neighborhoods, our communities, and so forth, our nation, I really truly believe we can get a better outcome. I truly believe that, because oftentimes if you keep doing something one way and you're not getting a different result, we call that what? Insanity. So then when somebody come forth with potentially a different style of teaching or awareness, and most people that don't understand it, they normally dismiss it. Mm-hmm. Instead of then saying, hey, let me see what this is about. Let me, even if I might not agree with it, but let me at least understand what they're talking about.
Yes. Because
you don't have to agree with everything somebody say. That's what I believe.
I agree.
Right. So as we say, we appreciate all the people. Continue to spread this. Continue to help others. First, help yourself.
Yes.
Number one. God, Lord, Allah, Jehovah, whatever name you choose to give, I believe in something higher than I. So first, you need to help yourself. Then I believe you can help others. You don't have to be selfish in helping yourself, but you have to become selfless to help yourself.
That was good.
You like that?
That.
You like that?
That's a good one.
Okay, thank you. Any closing remarks?
I hope you guys have a wonderful Wednesday. Please continue to spread positivity around you, but also within you, like Jad was saying, and enjoy these last few days of May. We are almost halfway through 2019, so that's crazy. You guys have a wonderful day, and we will see you next week.
Peace.